Hello and welcome to Economic Horizon. Today we are looking at one of the most surprising defense and economic stories coming out of Europe. Germany, Europe's largest economy, has just cancelled a major naval project after spending billions of euros. The project was supposed to strengthen the German Navy and become a symbol of Europe's growing defense ambitions. Instead, it has become a case study in rising costs, delays, and industrial challenges. According to reports, Germany has already spent around $2.3 billion on the project before deciding to stop it. That amount is equivalent to roughly 46 trillion Indonesian rupiah. The most shocking part is that the ships were never completed. Years of planning, engineering, and spending ended without delivering the final product. For many observers, this is more than a military story. It is an economic story. It is a political story. And it is a warning about the challenges facing Europe's defense industry. To understand what happened, we need to go back to the beginning. Germany launched the F-126 frigate program with ambitious goals. The project aimed to build a new generation of advanced warships for the German Navy. These ships were expected to operate across the globe. They would conduct surveillance missions. They would support NATO operations. They would protect trade routes. And they would help Germany respond to future security threats. The F-126 program represented a major investment in national security. The project also reflected Germany's changing defense strategy. For decades after the Cold War, Germany reduced military spending. Many European countries believed large-scale military conflict on the continent was unlikely. Defense budgets remained relatively modest. That changed dramatically after Russia's invasion of Ukraine. European governments began increasing military spending. Germany announced a historic defense modernization effort. The country pledged to strengthen its armed forces. The F-126 program became one of the key elements of that vision. Expectations were high. Officials promised cutting-edge technology. The ships would be among the most capable vessels ever operated by Germany. Defense companies anticipated significant contracts. Workers expected new employment opportunities. Politicians highlighted the project as proof that Germany was serious about defense. But problems soon emerged. Large military projects are rarely simple. Modern warships are incredibly complex machines. They combine advanced electronics, sophisticated radar systems, powerful weapons, secure communications, cybersecurity infrastructure, and highly integrated software systems. Managing such complexity requires exceptional coordination. Every delay can create additional costs. Every design change can affect multiple systems. Every technical challenge can trigger new complications. In the case of the F-126 program, these risks gradually became reality. Reports indicated significant delays throughout development. Technical issues slowed progress. Coordination between contractors became increasingly difficult. Deadlines were repeatedly pushed back. As delays accumulated, costs continued rising. The original budget began looking unrealistic. Inflation added another layer of pressure. The global economy experienced major disruptions following the pandemic. Supply chains became less reliable. Raw material costs increased. Labor expenses rose. Energy prices fluctuated significantly. All of these factors contributed to higher project costs. Meanwhile, military technology continued evolving. New requirements emerged. Updating designs to accommodate changing needs created further complications. The result was a vicious cycle. Delays increased costs. Rising costs triggered reviews. Reviews created more delays. And the project became increasingly difficult to control. Eventually, German officials faced a difficult choice: continue investing billions more, or cancel the program and accept the losses. Neither option was attractive. Continuing could have required enormous additional spending. Canceling meant acknowledging that billions had already been wasted. In the end, the government chose cancellation. The decision shocked many observers. After years of development and billions already spent, the project was terminated. The financial consequences were substantial. Approximately $2.3 billion had already been committed. That money could not be recovered. Taxpayers effectively absorbed the cost. For Germany, the loss raised serious questions. How could one of the world's most advanced economies spend so much without delivering the intended outcome? The answer lies partly in the unique challenges of defense procurement. Military projects often suffer from cost overruns. Governments frequently underestimate complexity. Political leaders sometimes make optimistic assumptions. Contractors face technical difficulties. Changing strategic requirements alter project goals. Together, these factors create significant risks. Germany is not the first country to encounter such problems. The United States has experienced similar challenges. The United Kingdom has faced them as well. France has struggled with cost overruns on certain defense programs. Large military projects around the world often exceed budgets. However, the scale of the F-126 setback makes it particularly noteworthy. The project was intended to demonstrate Germany's growing military capability. Instead, it highlighted weaknesses in procurement and project management. The consequences extend beyond financial losses. Germany's navy still requires modernization. Security challenges have not disappeared. The geopolitical environment remains uncertain. Russia's actions continue to concern European policymakers. Tensions in various regions affect global trade routes. Maritime security remains essential. As a result, Germany cannot simply abandon naval modernization. The country still needs capable warships. This reality explains why Berlin quickly began exploring alternatives. Instead of continuing the troubled project, Germany is expected to pursue different naval solutions. Reports suggest that more established ship designs could replace the canceled program. Such options may reduce risk. Using proven technology often lowers development costs. Production timelines can become more predictable. Governments may gain greater confidence in delivery schedules. However, alternative solutions are not without challenges. New contracts still require funding. Industrial interests must be balanced. Political considerations remain important. Defense procurement rarely becomes simple overnight. The cancellation also affected defense companies. Investors closely monitor government contracts. Major defense projects can influence company revenues for years. When a large contract disappears, financial expectations change immediately. Some companies involved in the project faced market uncertainty. Share prices reacted to the news. Analysts reassessed future earnings prospects. The episode demonstrates how government decisions can influence private sector performance. Defense industries often depend heavily on public spending. Changes in procurement plans can reshape entire business strategies. For Europe, the implications may be even broader. European leaders have repeatedly emphasized the importance of strategic autonomy. The goal is to reduce dependence on external suppliers. Europe wants stronger domestic defense capabilities. Achieving that objective requires successful industrial projects. Failures can undermine confidence. The F-126 cancellation therefore raises uncomfortable questions. Can Europe efficiently manage large-scale defense programs? Can governments coordinate effectively with industry? Can military modernization be achieved within budget? These questions are becoming increasingly important. European defense spending is rising rapidly. Many countries are investing heavily in new equipment: aircraft, missile systems, armored vehicles, naval vessels, and advanced technologies. The amounts involved are enormous. Hundreds of billions of euros could be spent over the coming decade. Managing these investments efficiently will be critical. Otherwise, taxpayers may face additional costly disappointments. The German case also highlights a broader economic issue. Megaprojects frequently encounter difficulties. This is not limited to defense. Infrastructure projects often exceed budgets. Transportation systems can face delays. Energy projects sometimes cost far more than expected. The larger and more complex a project becomes, the greater the risks. Economists have studied this phenomenon for decades. Human beings tend to underestimate challenges. Project planners often assume best-case scenarios. Political leaders prefer optimistic projections. As a result, actual costs frequently exceed initial estimates. The F-126 program appears to fit this pattern. Initial expectations proved too optimistic. Complex realities eventually emerged, and the final outcome differed dramatically from the original vision. There is also a lesson about accountability. When projects fail, governments must explain what happened. Citizens expect transparency. Taxpayers want answers. Decision-makers need to identify mistakes. Otherwise, similar problems may occur again. Investigations and reviews are likely to continue. Officials will examine procurement processes. Contract management practices may be reassessed. Future defense projects could face stricter oversight. The goal will be to prevent another multi-billion euro setback. At the same time, policymakers must avoid overreacting. Excessive bureaucracy can create new problems. Too many approval layers may slow progress. Balancing accountability and efficiency is difficult. Governments need oversight, but they also need flexibility. Finding the right balance remains one of the greatest challenges in public administration. Another important dimension is public perception. Defense spending often generates debate. Supporters argue that security requires investment. Critics worry about costs. When a project fails after consuming billions, skepticism naturally increases. Some citizens may question future military expenditures. Others may demand reforms before approving additional spending. Political leaders must address these concerns carefully. Public trust is essential. Without trust, major defense initiatives become harder to sustain. The timing of this cancellation is especially significant. Europe is currently undergoing a major defense transformation. Governments are increasing military budgets. New procurement programs are being launched. Industrial capacity is expanding. The expectation is that Europe must become more resilient. Against that backdrop, the German setback serves as a cautionary tale. Money alone does not guarantee success. Large budgets must be matched by effective management. Strategic goals require practical execution. Industrial capability must be supported by strong governance. Otherwise, ambitious plans may fail to deliver results. Looking ahead, Germany will likely continue investing in defense. The country's strategic priorities remain unchanged. Military modernization is still considered necessary. Naval capabilities remain important. The question is not whether Germany will spend money. The question is how effectively that money will be spent. Future procurement decisions will be watched closely. Defense companies will seek opportunities. Allies will monitor Germany's progress. Investors will evaluate industrial prospects. And taxpayers will expect better outcomes. The lessons from the F-126 project may ultimately prove valuable. Governments learn from failures as well as successes. Mistakes can inspire reforms. Weaknesses can reveal areas for improvement. If Germany uses this experience to strengthen procurement practices, long-term benefits could emerge. However, those benefits remain uncertain. For now, the immediate reality is clear. Billions of euros have been spent. The intended warships were never completed. And one of Europe's most ambitious naval projects has come to an end. The story is a reminder that economic power does not eliminate risk. Even wealthy nations can make costly mistakes. Even advanced industries can struggle with complexity. And even the most ambitious plans can fail when execution falls short. For Economic Horizon viewers, the bigger lesson extends beyond Germany. This case illustrates how economics, politics, industry, and national security are deeply interconnected. Defense spending influences economic growth. Industrial performance affects national security. Government decisions shape market outcomes. And project management can determine whether billions create value or disappear into sunk costs. As Europe continues its defense buildup, these lessons will become increasingly important. The stakes are enormous, the investments are massive, and the consequences of failure can be measured not only in money, but also in strategic capability. Germany's $2.3 billion naval disaster may therefore be remembered as more than a canceled warship project. It may become a defining example of the challenges facing modern defense industries in the 21st century. The coming years will reveal whether Europe can learn from this experience. If reforms succeed, the setback may ultimately strengthen future projects. If not, similar problems could emerge elsewhere. And taxpayers across Europe may once again find themselves paying billions for promises that never become reality. Thank you for watching Economic Horizon. What do you think about Germany's decision to cancel the project after spending billions of euros? Do you believe Europe can successfully modernize its defense industry, or will rising costs continue to create problems? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with others interested in economics, geopolitics, and global affairs. Thank you for watching Economic Horizon, and we'll see you in the next video.